My Volantex Mini Ranger was a dog to fly straight out of the box, but with quite a few tweaks I got it flying quite well. But the signs were starting to show that I was getting bored with it, and I didn't really need a plane like this. I started pushing it beyond the limit and not showing it much respect. And this nose changing crash into a pole got me thinking about what sort of plane I would like. And the Tundra is something that interests me, so here's how I changed my Volantex Mini Ranger into a Tundra. First I chopped off the tail boom and lifted it up 50mm and glued it back on. Then I boxed in that gap underneath with 3mm Depron, and I'll tape that over to neaten it up after a little while. Then I chopped off the nose and put a little bit more strengthening in for the landing gear. I moved the landing gear forward a bit too so that it wouldn't nose over as much as it was. So I extended the nose using 2 layers of 6mm Depron on each side and put in a motor mount, plywood motor mount at the front, and cut some big mother flaps into the wings. This is the first flight on a gusty 15-knot day in the turbulent air behind the gun club, and it takes off no problems at all, and it flies way better than it did in the pusher configuration, with none of the up and down with the power, much less adverse yaw, and I was confident enough to throw it around into loops and rolls without any problems at all. It had really freed up the performance of the plane. And this is without using the flaps at all at the moment, so it's going to be interesting to see how the flaps work. Actually, I did put the flaps down there a little bit.
That's cool.
Alright, so now we'll do some full flap takeoff and landings, and virtually go straight up off the ground into the wind. That's ridiculous. So this will be a lot of fun practicing extreme short takeoff and landings. Here's a side-on view that gives you a better idea of how quickly it lifts up off the ground. We do have a fairly strong headwind, I have to say. So I was confident enough in the ability of this plane that I could practice some creative landing techniques.